Deputy Auditor, 3 months probation, ending 9/5/2023.
I make a motion to extend the 3-month probation again with dollar raise.
We have a motion. We have a second. We have a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Public comment.
Public comment?
I've got some questions, I guess. You guys keep going into executive session and coming out with no action taken. I'm curious about what no action taken means. If you guys are justified going into executive session over and over repeatedly and coming out with no action taken, is the public not kind of at liberty to know what's going on? Like, are you hiring a superintendent? Are you putting it off? Can you give a few more details when you come out of executive session?
No, because we're in executive session. What goes on in executive session stays in executive session.
So the other day you guys came out of executive session and said no action taken. At that time, you had actually asked for the resignation of the highway superintendent during executive session.
How would you know that?
So was action seriously not taken? I mean, some
How would
details.
you know that if it was an executive session?
I don't need to reveal my sources, but what I'm saying is there is action being taken in executive session,
No, it wasn't.
which is a breach of open meeting laws.
No, there was no action taken.
I'm not asking whether you did or not, except ask for his resignation. But the public a lot of this going on in executive session here, so I think something should come to light of things. So my next question, because you're not going to answer me because it was executive session, which I understand. The next thing, where are these decisions that are being made going to be public record? When does the public get to know about these deals or whatever is being made, whether it be an executive session or over the telephone? Because there's no record of a lot of the things that are going on in the county.
Like what?
Yeah, good example.
Yep, county water truck, hauling water, not with a county employee. No record on public of how much that's costing for the county water truck to be running. Who's using that water truck?
I believe they're using it on that road.
They who?
Whipple.
Is there a signed document stating like a lease agreement? Is he on the county insurance, the driver of that?
Honestly, I don't know.
For anybody to drive county equipment, they have to be on the insurance that has to go through a public meeting. So my question to you is, where was this decision made? Why is it not public record of how much we're paying for the driver of that truck, if that's what's taking place? Or the lease agreement, are we leasing that truck to Whipples?
No.
We're not leasing it, we're just letting them borrow it?
Yes. It's for us.
So is that driver of that truck on the county insurance? Is the county liable if that truck wrecks with a public car?
I believe he has insurance on it.
Yes.
You believe? Did he provide that to the county?
Josh is out here. We have questions for him.
No, I have
When I wanted to use that trailer last year without a truck, you guys said no on that road. You guys cost me a whole job because of that. That was my job, and I asked you guys to use that water trailer because I didn't want to do that road dry, but you just kept insisting that I go out there. Where am I supposed? And you wouldn't let me use the trailer. All of a sudden, you could let another contractor use it.
Oh my God.
How biased is that? I came in here and asked to use it, and you said no. Then all of a sudden, somebody else is just using it? All I wanted to use was a trailer, not the truck.
How much money did that cost Bob in a job by not being able to use water? The
And
job
a perfect
basically
year
got
comes
pulled
around
from
this year
him
when I
because
could've
it's
pulled
too
it up and
dry.
You didn't let me do it.
When there was snow on that, I told you to go out there and pull your curb in so you wouldn't waste that snow, that moisture, and you never did.
And Rod Kirk called me and said, go out and spread it out push that all back. He called me on the phone and says, you need to push that all back before the storm comes.
Do you have that recording, Bob?
No, I don't have it recorded, but I have a phone record that he called me, and Rod's pretty honest. He'd tell you that he called me and told me we needed to push that back
Okay, I'll ask
because
Ron.
it was gonna snow.
I'll ask Ron. I'll ask Ron. Let's move on.
So do you have an acting highway superintendent?
No,
So the trailer that's being pulled is also being pulled with Kansas license plates on it? Pretty sure the county's owned that in almost a year now, and we still don't have county license plates on it?
I have no idea.
You know that for sure, Mr. Scott?
Yes, I got a picture of it right here on my phone if you'd like to see it. Pulled into my yard yesterday, as a matter of fact, right up to my shop.
Not that the county owns it.
No, I don't. I would assume they're pulling their trailer or their truck with it, so. Are we licensing things through Kansas?
You should have your facts straight first before you accuse us of something.
Okay, well, I have a picture of the license plate. I could give it to somebody if they would like to run it.
Any more public comment?
You're on the list of secondary roads. Here's a partial list. Is there anything gonna get done with them though, besides just look at the list?
I got a text message right here from Rod Kirk.
Let's read the message, please.
Rod had texted me. Will you be able to get that, this is December 8th, will you be able to get that ridge knocked down before the storm? I said, so what's the plan? And I didn't answer him, but we might not knock the ridge down. Cause I just called him on the phone that day. And I got a phone record of me calling him that day, I'm sure.
What date was that? What?
December 8th.
No, what, is that a Monday, Tuesday?
Number 8 of last year?
I wouldn't even know.
I can tell you.
Way back in the calendar.
I know for a fact it was a Friday.
December 8th was a Thursday.
Yep.
'Cause I talked to you on Friday about rolling that snow, rolling that dirt on that snow so you'd have that moisture,
But it hadn't been,
and you hadn't done it then, and you went to Rapid that Saturday.
This one next Saturday night?
No, that was before that.
He'd had that contract for 3 months prior to that. And what his question on the table is, why wasn't he allowed to use the water truck like the current contractor's allowed to? That's the question on the table.
and they
He
said
basically
no,
lost the
because-
whole job because of a water
Wasn't
issue
that
when,
November, you wanna put water in a truck and.
no, this was all through the summer of last year.
I don't.
We couldn't take water out of
You
the,
didn't show up there till November.
oh no, we were there before that.
Late October?
No, we were there in August.
How Rocky?
Yeah,
You were told to hold off and wait for water. Till it rained.
we either moved up there in late August or in September. But point is, there was no moisture in the ground, and that was my whole thing for not doing it. We couldn't get no moisture.
So can I ask who owns the trailer, water trailer? Being I don't have my facts correct.
I still do,
You still do? Is there a reason it has Kansas tags?
cause I bought it from the Kansas outfit.
A year ago?
I don't know when I bought it. We're working on getting a VIN number for it.
So there's no in transit or nothing, just Kansas tags. So are you getting any compensation for letting the county use that trailer? Is the county purchasing that trailer?
Yes.
You were the one who made the motion.
Well, that's why I'm asking. We made the motion. Why is it still in Blue's name then?
Like I just said, we are getting a VIN number made for it. So we get a title for it. Okay? We don't.
I mean, so we've paid for it because we made the motion and we bought the trailer.
Yeah.
I'm just getting things clear because there's a lot of things that, like I said, that aren't getting made to the public. So are you guys graveling Butch Divins Road, the extra mile that he requested? Is the county going to take care of that?
Not to my knowledge.
So no work's going to be done on that road?
I don't think there's gonna be any gravel left over from what I understand.
Okay, so Eric Piles Road, right west Eric Piles, is that gonna get pulled up and gravelled?
That wasn't part of that, from what my knowledge, it's that loop.
Right,
That's.
so no work's gonna be done west of Eric Piles'
not to my
house?
knowledge.
Anybody's knowledge? I got told the commissioner had called and directed somebody to pull up that road and get it gravelled, so I'm just asking, does anybody know anything about any work gonna get done on that road?
I've never heard, that's the first I've heard of it.
Okay. I have to ask these questions because it doesn't get made public. We don't know what the county's doing. So,
Hey, what are you gonna do with that gravel that's in the yard yet that they hauled in?
It's on the road.
Why didn't you put it on Miller Hills? That's all pulled up.
No, it is not. I went out there, I looked at Miller Hills, that was the plan, and it ain't even close.
Okay.
That is Carroll.
I didn't pull it. I only pulled the north end of it, so.
Yeah, it is nowhere near ready for gravel. That's why. What's your next question?
so the county water truck, I'm still curious about that. There's no details on that. It's just, we let anybody use anything. Is that kind of where we're at, or I'm just setting a precedence forward? I mean, precedence is huge. We had a county deputy that didn't even own a vehicle last year, so he drove the county cop car everywhere. Now we have another deputy doing the same thing. It sets precedence, and it just keeps on rolling until things get out of control, and pretty soon they're going to Gordon to get food, so. I'm
And
kidding.
that put to a stop too, didn't it?
I don't know. It wasn't that many days ago that I seen him, so. I guess that's all I have for questions for this time.
Any other public comment?
Move one out here.
Good morning, Anthony Cottle. I just wanted to ask the commissioners, I appreciate the fact that you try to maintain your budget. I looked at the numbers. It looks like you're increasing the budget from last year to this year by about 0.57%. Does that sound accurate to all of you?
Yep.
Okay, so I appreciate that. The two items that I looked at specifically, which looked a little skewed, and that was the commissioners at 16.2% and the sheriff at 29.8%. Can you just kind of explain and elaborate why those particular items on the budget increased by that much? I mean, 16.2% for the commissioners. I don't know what the general rate of inflation right now is. I think it's right around, what, 6-7%? So I'm just kind of curious as to why it's 16.2% for that one line item for this year only, and then the sheriff at 29.8. Is there some other expenses that are being accounted for in this year's budget that were not accounted for in last year's budget?
So for the commissioners, the reason why that went up is because the county pays part of the employees' deductibles for health insurance. And we used to have a separate fund for that, but it got moved into the commissioners' fund. So now there's more coming out of that fund, but we're not using the other one, it just got moved,
Okay.
okay?
So in other words,
The commissioner's budget didn't budget an audit for this year, and that was like a $20,000 expense, so this year's budget was way under, so we needed to budget for an audit
So, and that's,
next year.
and that is, buried into the commissioners,
It's under professional services.
okay.
If you're.
I'm just more
if you're-
concerned
if
on
you're
that
wondering
particular
if the
budget.
commissioner got a pay raise, no.
Well, I don't know that, I'm just
I'm just
questioning,
making it public.
sure.
Commissioners did not get no pay raise.
Well, that's good to hear that, because I'm hoping that you maintain the taxes as much as possible, because as you know, the property values all went up this year, and so I'm concerned with what those levies are gonna be come December, or whenever those are published. So,
County's in a tax freeze. They can only raise the taxes by 2%.
right,
There's a tax freeze.
right.
I
But-
explained that to him several times.
I understand, but I'm trying to work on my own budget as well for next year, because I have a budget as well that I have to account for. So I'm trying to see where my taxes are going to be for next year. So I appreciate you explaining that. So on the sheriff's, why is that a 29.8% increase?
I don't think, I think a third deputy was,
That car.
yeah, and a car was budgeted for.
That was not accounted for last year?
They didn't buy
There
a
wasn't
car.
a third deputy last year and they didn't buy a car last year, so yeah, this is gonna be for the next one.
Right, so obviously that's the reason why there's that increase, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you for explaining that, commissioners.
Any other public comment?
I think so. Hey, Jay?
No, I'm good.
That's not,
You said you wanted the executive session for personnel again?
Yes. I'll make a motion to go into executive session on personnel with Deputy Kevin Curtis and Sheriff.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second, all in favor, signal by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Second executive session.
I think I got him there.